do right now is just present to you what we expect to achieve at the end of this conversation. It is important that we set our objectives pretty clear, clarify exactly what we want to achieve here this morning or this afternoon before we set the ball rolling. So basically, what I'm trying to present to you is how we would measure the success of this convention. And there are a couple of issues. There are a couple of points through which we can measure if we have achieved the objectives of this convention. Number one, we expect that at the end of this convention, we should be able to have the Constitution of SWESA USA adopted. That's number one. Keep in mind, we all started this thing like 2 years ago. We've virtually been just, we don't have any working document. We do not have a constitution. SWESA DC does have one, but SWESA USA doesn't have one. So it is important for us to be able to make sure that before we leave here, we do have a constitution which is adopted. The second thing that we need to achieve before we leave here is a long-term strategic plan for SWESA USA. Never mind what that means. Basically, we want to make sure that how can we ensure that SWESA is here in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, and in the next 20 years. That is very important for us. Keep in mind, we've had a cycle whereby we rise and fall. We've had so many people coming, putting a lot of energy. Sometimes they get frustrated, partly because of all the fact that we all lag behind, and they leave, and the association falls. And sometimes, again, some people come in, work hard, and then they raise it again to the point where we are right now. But what we want to make sure is that where we are right now, rather than going back, we just keep going forward. So we want to make sure that we have a plan moving forward. The third thing that we need to do to measure the success of this convention is to ensure that our ex-students, the goodwill of our ex-students towards the school is enhanced. Keep in mind, you all paid spent a lot of money to come here this morning. Many of you have sacrificed your jobs, a lot of money, traveled, and all of that. Why? When you do that self-introspection, keep asking yourself, why are you doing this? And I guess it's for one thing, it's for the love for the school. I want to make sure that we can translate that love for the school to some concrete things, like what we're doing right now. Sending some little money out there in the school to buy test tubes and stuff like that. So the fourth thing that we'll make sure that we should achieve before we leave here today is making sure that we actually lay a groundwork for the creation of various branches in different states or different regions of the US. So far, we only have the branch here in DC and the national branch. But keep in mind, we have so many students in Massachusetts, in Boston, in Minnesota, Atlanta, and all of that. So why can't they cluster together and begin doing something as well? It is important that we start having that conversation here. I see Brother Tongo is coming with the daughters, and maybe some other people might come in from California. Let them start huddling together, group together, and see how they can start laying that foundation. So we want to make sure that we start that right here. Keep in mind, this association can only be strong when we all have these various pillars in all the various regions of the US. And the last thing that the fifth thing that we need to make sure that we should achieve from here is that we do have fun. We've come out, we spend a lot of time being serious. Let's really have fun. Let's enjoy it. When it comes to doing the enjoyment, like we did last night, that's what we want to make sure that we can achieve that as well. So in the evening, let's come out, 8 o'clock, not 11 o'clock, start partying. If our guests can join us at 11 o'clock, it's up to them. But let's be here in this hall and really enjoy ourselves. Now, the last and most important thing that we need to make sure that we can achieve today is, let's get 65,000 or 35,000 US dollars. We need this money for all the things that you may know. We need to be able to help the school. We need to also help ourselves. We are actually trying to make sure that we can find different programs so that we can be of help to one another. We have several ex-students here who just came in. Can we provide them more help other than just maybe a call and do you want to try pharmacy school? Do you want to try? I don't know what. But we need to find a structured way by which we can actually help our students here in the US. So that's very important as well. But, and last thing, as we do all of this, keep in mind, we are doing all of this for not only for self-gratification, because when we all have, we feel good about it. But it is important that we use one person's story to be able to explain why we are all doing this morning. And it has to do with this gentleman who is right here. He is not with us today. He was with us last year. You all know that. By God's will, he couldn't make it this year. We hope that he's resting in God's hand. But keep in mind, this gentleman spent his whole life trying to raise money to help poor people. You remember when he came here last year, he explained to us that he stood in the streets in Belgium to sell candy, to raise money to go help some people in Africa. Now, I ask myself, we are all products of help in one way or the other. How many of you, I may know, of course, that so many people might have gotten exactly money from their parents to go to school. But keep in mind, even the fees we paid in Sister Wisdom was subsidized, meaning that some people paid part of the money for us to pay that little fee. So, having benefited so much, what can we give up? The sermon of Father Raji this morning was about give out as much as you can. So how can we make sure that we are putting a little bit to make sure that Sister Wisdom is better? But again, I emphasize, we are not only helping Sister Wisdom, we need to make sure that we're helping ourselves. So basically, these are the expectations of this convention. If we achieve all of this, we can all give ourselves a high five and say, okay, we did a great job by coming here. It was productive, and we had fun. So I just want to make sure that we set these rules clear so that we know exactly how much, what we are in for. And please, let's make sure that we can all come in, provide our input. We are all very experienced and I would say knowledgeable in several ways. Thank God, if you listen to several people, we all have different backgrounds. So let's make sure that we use that as much as possible for the benefit of building SWESA this morning. Thanks for your attention.
If Cedar Wisdom Excellence Association has been anything strong in the United States, it has a basis. And that basis is none other than where the kind of sold seats. There is the Washington, D.C. Metro branch.
So when we close our eyes for a second, we look at where we came from, what we went through. And obviously, it makes a lot of soul-driving emotion to think that we can always do a little bit more sacrifice. And that is the kind of spirit that has pushed this wonderful lady, we call her Constant Moffat, who leads the branch of Washington, D.C. metro area. And please, would you welcome her to say a word or two for us? Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, dear brothers and sisters.
Good afternoon.
We are so more than privileged to have all of you here this morning. In fact, it was overwhelming last night when I saw the turnout of our dear SWESAs, both young and old, those who are able to be our mothers and our fathers. I don't have a speech for you this morning. I'm just standing here. I want to speak naturally. I just want the Holy Spirit to speak through me. That's why I don't have anything written down. I'm just going to say it as it comes. We talked about service this morning. What is service? Dedication. What are we going to do to keep this association going? I remember in 2008 when Mr. Jackie Hughes, we are sorry that, he's of blessed memory now. When he came here in 2008, hosted by Uncle Morpho, he asked us why we have been so blessed, but yet we don't have anything in the name of excellence of Sister Wisdom. Thereafter, a little fundraiser was put up. About 9 months later, we met at one hotel at College Park, and we decided to come together. It wasn't easy. I remember the first meeting at Auntie Monica's house were like 10 of us. And elections were done there and then. And Mr. Kana was elected president. He refused. I said, Mr. Kana, go ahead and take this thing, we can support you. He refused. I insisted and insisted. He said, why don't you take it? I said, Mr. Kana, I'm so overwhelmed right now with family and children. I can't do it. But you take it and I'll support you. He hesitated and hesitated. But finally, he took it. building SWESA, gradually, going through perseverance, patience, and all it took. And about 5 months later, Auntie Pam said, why don't you do a convention? I said, no, it was at the conference call. I said, Auntie Pam, we're not ready yet. Let's mobilize more. When we are ready, we'll hold the convention. Then, thanks be to God, last summer, we held our first convention. It was successful. We have continued building SWESA till today. And I have just one word to tell you guys, those coming from out of state. Let's be true ambassadors for SWESA. As we leave SWESA, as we leave this meeting this weekend, go back to your states, look for those SWESAs who are falling out, encourage them. Let's all come together. If we have our different chapter meetings, it's going to make everything, I think, going to be easier. Then we're going to be moving from state to state, see where our fellow brothers and sisters live, socialize more, and be more open. So, let's use all our talents. We all introduce ourselves. We have doctors, we have pharmacies, students. All of us, we have something to give to SWESA. We don't have to make millions. They're students. Our young students of the 37 and 40th batch, that ones helping us this morning as ushers, that the ones passing food, that the ones who decorated us when we came in. They don't have money, but they have some service to render to us. And without them, things won't work right or things won't function. So please, let's render our services through perseverance, dedication. Let's hold each other's hands and lift each other up. Sometimes during this convention, I don't have my voice anymore. This is not how my voice is supposed to be because of phone calls. There were times that I felt so down, so overwhelmed because I have phone calls to pick, organizations to do, I have families to take care of, I have work to do, my job. So bad, I just kept thinking and thinking. St. Paul and Peter, they all preach about perseverance, patience, long suffering. So each time that I was like downtrodden, I would reflect back the Gospels and I would say, I have to move on. I have to be patient. I have to be perseverance. And all those virtues, they are born fruit today. So fellow SWESAns, let's live here today as ambassadors, going back to our various states to form up our different chapters. Thank you so much.
This convention, of course, would not be possible if we don't have a community to put it together. So at this juncture, I'd like to invite our chairperson for the organizing committee for our 2012 convention, Mr. Pius Felipe.
I'm so glad to have all of you seated right here in the West Bowie Village Hall to attend this 2012 SWESA convention in the DC area, DC metro area. In fact, when I was entrusted or was called upon to take this responsibility, I refused. Mr. Cannon said, okay, I'll go around looking for someone else, but if I don't have any other person, be sure you're going to take this responsibility. There's no one else. I don't even know if you went around to look for someone else. Because the following day he called me and said, everybody has indicated that you are the one to handle it. I said, okay. Last year I said I was a student, but this year I have no more excuse. So that's how we set the ball rolling. I was particularly elated last night when I saw the population on our yard. And today I expected this hall to be full to the middle, maybe to the last bench, to that last chair. But I hope they are still on their way to attend this convention. I, in fact, respect this young generation of SWESAs who have taken the challenge to give back to Seed of Wisdom what the seniors, we even had more than, because Seed of Wisdom has developed to an extent before they got in. We have not given as much as the younger generation has given. I particularly respect and honor their commitment to the progress and success of SWESA and Seed of Wisdom College. So, if we continue in this spirit, as the President indicated before, we shall forever, as our anthem says, forward ever, backward never. We hope this thing is not going to crumble in the next few years. We have set the pillar, the main pillar is already existing. and be hosted by other branches. So you are welcome to the DC 2012 convention, and have a good stay here in Washington, DC. There are beautiful places to look around. For those who do not know, you can go. Washington, DC is just about 15 minutes away from here. And Silver Spring and all the night. Anyway, meet me for any other special.
But because we kind of started late, please let's bear that trend of events. We would have been having some moderation or some interludes of relaxation before talking further on. But because we started pretty much late, you bear with us to just go ahead with our speeches and the presentations we have. Ms. Atabon, please has the message for us on the item for marks and representations of Students Association.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. I have some remarks here from the representative of the Students of Wisdom, and there are senior prefects. So the letter goes thus. The SWESA USA branch, ladies and gentlemen, a letter of appreciation to the SWESA USA branch. The student administration this academic year, 2011-2012, was governed by Achani Andre, Nkenge Kelly, Folifak Bertrand, and Ifengu Vanessa as senior prefects. On this note, we take up the responsibility to inform you of a series of events which have occurred in the alma mater. Firstly, we start by being grateful to you for the scholarship that was awarded to the students who showed academic excellence and also faced financial difficulties. We greatly saw the effects as it brought a reduction in the school fees, as also served as a sign of motivation to other students. Further, we appreciate greatly your efforts made in the construction and equipping of our science lab, which statistics has proven that is one of the best in the Southwest region. This has boosted up the academic performance and has made the school more renowned. Let's clap for that, I think. In addition, this academic year was made up for interesting new events. We were able to host the Catholic Education Youth Week for the first time in our history, and it gave us the opportunity to interact with other students in our diocese. Again, in order to boost up our academic performance, a system of handing over was introduced, and this relieved the prefects of their duty, which enabled us to prepare for our exams. Furthermore, the school administration and staff has really been the best, and we will not hesitate to inform you about it. They have succeeded in maintaining a calm atmosphere and improve on the disciplinary conditions. In the model sports, we had the opportunity to take our Finasco games regionally, as our handball team girls won the finals in the division and went for the regional finals in Boya. This was very eventful for our school because though we lost in the finals, we were happy to have made it. However, we would like you to continue assisting our school in the following areas. Due to increase in our population, we would like for a fence to be constructed around our school and to ask for a band which we can use for marching on Youth Day and on 20th May. To conclude, greetings with much love from the entire SWESA community. We continue to be indebted to you. Your sons and daughters, Achani, Achangwi, Andre, Senior Prefect Boy, Kenge, Kelly, Senior Prefect Girl, Folifak Akesen Bertrand, Assistant Senior Prefect Boy, and Ifengu Vanessa, Assistant Senior Prefect Girl. Thank you.
Unfortunately, he cannot be here with us for reasons beyond our control, but he did send us a word, and I'd like to invite Mr. Njualem to read this word for us.
Okay, the letter is dated June 6, 2012, to the President of SWESA USA branch. Mr. President, dear SWESAns, ladies and gentlemen, a letter from the principal on the occasion of the SWESA Convention in the USA from June 8th to the 10th, 2012. I greet all of you cordially, gathered in Maryland on the occasion of the National Convention in the USA, holding from June 8th to the 10th of 2012, and I would like to thank you for the invitation you gave me to be one of you at this important event. I admit all arrangement to honor your invitation, but God had a different plan for me. All the same, I will continue to pray for the success of the convention. The deliberations will surely be centered on all that concerns your alma mater today. May our Lord inspire you all in that is going to be said and decided. A few days ago, we were all shocked with the news of the departure into heaven of Mr. Jackie Hughes, our former principal of our college. We are praying that the Almighty should welcome him into his kingdom. This son of his, who spent all his life doing good around him. We celebrated Holy Mass this year in the college and in my community for that invitation. Permit me first and foremost to express my gratitude on behalf of the students and staff for your relentless commitment to improve on our infrastructure and our life as a whole. We will never thank you enough for your financial contribution for the equipment of what you did in the course of this academic year. We will never thank you enough for your financial contribution for the equipment of the new science laboratories and the scholarship you awarded to 20 students, to mention only what you did in the course of this year. The new science laboratories are pure, we are all proud of. I hope you will be able to see some snapshots I earlier sent to you or to your president with students working in it. This is what one of them says about it. Bravo, bravo, bravo. And I think we can all say that too. Bravo.
Bravo. Bravo.
To the administration of SWESA, you have finally brought heaven on earth. In my whole life, I have never seen such a modern, beautiful, and big laboratory. These praises go to you all, ex-students, because it is all thanks to your efforts and contributions that we have been able to attain such achievement. The most relevant event of this academic year remains undoubtedly the Catholic Education Week for the Diocese of Manfred that we hosted in our college from the 6th to the 7th of February 2012. Students and staff of all Catholic colleges in our diocese converged to our Lady City of Wisdom College, FONTEM, for this celebration. They came from the Queen of the Rosary College, Okoyom, from St. John Technical and Commercial College, Chang, from St. Anthony of Padua College, Manfred, and from the Blessed John, the 23rd Minor Seminary, St. Anthony of from FONTEM. Representatives of some Catholic primary schools in our deanery also took part in the activities, namely the Catholic School Menji, Catholic School FONTEM, specifically Belor, and Catholic School FOTABO. Students and staff of our Catholic educational institutions were happy staying together, not only to celebrate their belonging to the one and unique family of the Catholic Church, but also to stand as living testimonies of the love of God for mankind. As you all know, at the June 2011 session of the EC examinations, our college was very successful, scoring for the 5th consecutive year 100% at both ordinary and advanced levels. All 57 students who sat passed at the ordinary level and all 49 students who sat passed at the advanced level.
Wow.
At the ordinary level, our Lady City of Wisdom College came at the 6th position in the national territory.
Wow.
At the advanced level, our Lady City of Wisdom College maintained for the 3rd consecutive year the 7th position in the national territory, 2 top candidates on the national honor roll, one being the 3rd candidate nationwide, and the other being the 9th.
Excuse me, sir. Use the microphone a little bit. Thank you.
Okay. I'm going to take that all over. At the advanced level, our Lady City of Wisdom College maintained for the 3rd consecutive year the 7th position in the national territory with 2 candidates on the national honor roll, one being the 3rd candidate nationwide and the other being the 9th. Among other awards, these 2 candidates scored 25 points on a scale of 25 and received a sum of 500,000 francs CFA from the Brazzaville Cameroon. I personally, that's very impressive. While 2 other candidates who scored 32 points on on the scale of 33 at the GC ordinary level received 150,000 francs CFA from the same company. The GC ordinary and advanced level candidates are currently bent on their papers, as they started writing the 2012 examination session on May 28th. The college administration assists them, making sure they have an ideal environment throughout the exercise. We have 76 candidates at the ordinary level and 43 candidates at the advanced level sitting this year. We pray that God should crown their efforts with a resounding success. We continue to improve on our structures. And this year, the following work has been carried out. Renovation and cementing of the path leading to the girls' dormitories. Renovation of showers in the boys' dormitories. Renovation of the linings in the girls' dormitories. Construction of new linings in the boys' dormitories. Renovation and cementing of the stairs leading to the assembly ground. Completion of the veranda behind the chapel. Construction of stairs leading to the staff quarters. Purchase of a new television set for our students. The usual furniture repairs. Our main dream is the construction of a good fence around the school. FONTEM is changing into a town where insecurity grows. These past years, we've had some sad experiences whereby girls have scared to have been. We're scared to have been seen strange faces trying to snap them into their dormitory and toilets at all times. We have asked and received an estimate amounting to 63 million francs CFA to put a good fence. Should I dare to propose, it is as one of your Golden Jubilee projects. I know it is a mighty project. That is why parents are also willing to embark on it in the school year 2013-2014. If we put our hands together, we may be able to tackle in various steps this issue. After the fence, we may think of a new and bigger chapel and multi-purpose hall, etc. The Almighty, who has always been by our side, will surely give us the means to make all of them come true. Ladies and gentlemen, the Vice Principal and I, on behalf of the staff and students, while wishing you fruitful deliberations, extend our greetings to each and every one of you. Special greetings to Reverend Father Raja, whom I was informed is a part of the convention. For whatever, back whatever, and may God bless you all. Signed the principal, Mr. Ralph.
At this time, I'd like to call on Mr. FONTEM to introduce our keynote speaker for the day.
Giving me the opportunity to introduce myself again. Ladies and gentlemen, let me first of all say something from the heart. I think we are a very blessed people, being products of Southern College, because we come out of the foundation where love exists. And one of the things I learned from Seed of Wisdom was that it is not a doctorate. Pardon me, I'm not trying to bring down anybody's academic or financial excellence here. It is not the academic or the financial excellence that matters in life. What matters the most is the love in the heart. And I think we are seeing it right here. One of the people who encompassed that teaching was our former principal, Father Raja. He emphasized so much. I remember he instituted the first prize for conduct in the college. And after reading all the prizes, the people who did well, the best in this, the first in this class, he would turn around and say, for what can say is conduct? So, Father, thank you so very much for bringing that to us and for letting us know that unless the what? Genova on February 29, 1928. That makes him how many years old? 18. 18? 84. When did he go to school? 29th February he was born. 29th February 1928. He was, so that makes how many years old today? No. How many? 48. Makes him 20. How many years? From 29th February. How many 29th February between then and today? So we're actually looking at a very young man. He was ordained priest in 1950. What? He holds a diploma, first and second degree in French language at the University of Grenoble